Now 10:13, since vaping is still relatively new, research on its long-term effects is unavailable. But as far as short-term effects of vaping, particularly vaping-related illnesses, the risk is very real. Joining us is Dr. Melanie Sue Collins, a pulmonologist at Connecticut Children's Medical Center. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell me a little bit about what it is that you see and deal with really on a daily basis.
You know, I first became aware of vaping several years ago when I had my routine patients in clinic coming in and having increased asthma symptoms at school. And when the kids first started telling me that people were vaping, I was like, it's just a couple people. And the kids said, no, it's everybody. So I started asking more and more students, and I found that it's widespread across middle schools and high school across our state, but what we know now is nationally as well.
What type of symptoms are you seeing?
For our kids with chronic lung disease, they experience an increase in symptoms during the school week, much like an adult would with like an occupational asthma exposure. But the more concerning risk is development of EVALI, which is e-cigarette vaping associated lung injury. And those patients can be vaping with their friends one day and in the ICU on a ventilator the next.
Oh my goodness, it just goes so fast, and it goes to show you that really it's impacting all ages that you're seeing, not just, you know, the older populations, but we're seeing kids younger and younger do it?
Right. If you look at the statistics released by the U.S. Surgeon General, 1 in 5 high school students is vaping and 1 in 20 middle school students. I think that's important information for parents to have so that they can start having open conversations with their kids about vaping.
What do you think parents need to know most? Because this seems like a big issue, especially for the parents with the younger ones.
Yeah, I think you need to operate from an assumption that vaping is occurring in your child's school and have an open and supportive conversation. I don't think that people who started vaping intended to vape and thought they were doing something bad. So I think that we need to be supportive. I think patients need to talk to their healthcare providers, and parents need to reach out to their pediatricians and help their children stop vaping.
Is there any way to compare it to traditional cigarettes?
Nicotine addiction is harmful in any form. You get nicotine from vaping, you get nicotine from cigarettes. There's byproducts of combustion in cigarettes, which we know are toxic, and then there are chemicals that are also the byproducts of combustion in vaping, and those have been shown in studies to be toxic, but outside of the vaping literature.
All right, well, we thank you for coming in and speaking with us. Certainly a very important topic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to send things over to Matt to get a check on the weather. Matt has a